Hello tutor and course mates. I'm making this video for the course Didactics of Social Science. My name is David Rodriguez, by the way, and this lesson plan that I'm going to show you is on the topic of civics and voting, and the duration of this lesson plan is 2 hours long, and it's designed for a 6th grade class. Uh, Throughout the lesson, we are going to be practicing listening, speaking, reading, and writing. And the main objective of this lesson is to help students become good and active citizens who will eagerly participate in the electoral process. Okay, and the aim is to teach students about the electoral process through in a didactic way and applying a hands-on approach. Okay, the resources that I'm going to need for this lesson are posters which depict the voting process, to stimulate our visual learners. And I'm also going to need voting boxes and ballots. But to be more exact, I'm going to need like plain boxes because we're going to decorate them ourselves in class. The students are going to decorate them themselves, and to help them, to help the kinesthetic learners. And we're also going to need photocopies of worksheets on the electoral process. The skills that we're going to be practicing are listening, speaking, and reading and writing. Like I previously mentioned, one of the listening objectives is to get students used to hearing vocabulary about voting. The speaking objective is to help students talk about the election process using relevant vocabulary. The reading objective is to identify key words about elections in a text. And the writing objective is to get students to write about their abilities to run for president and what changes they would make, okay, in their home country. Okay, so first I would greet students and have them take their seats. After that, I take attendance and ask them for their agendas. Okay, here in the presentation stage, students, I'm going to ask them what they know about presidents and congressmen and how they are elected. And then we're going to do some brainstorming activities, a brainstorming activity, and students are going to volunteer certain information. Then I'm going to write the word vote on the board if it hasn't already been mentioned. And we're going to talk about, then they're going to learn vocabulary about the election process. And I'm going to lead students' attention to a poster which depicts the electoral process. Okay. The practice stage of the activity, I'm going to hand out some worksheets and students are going to work in groups to complete them. This activity is done to make sure that students um, learned some of the vocabulary that was presented in the presentation stage. And I'm going to apply peer correction strategies and have students hand their worksheets to the classmate to the right for correction. After that, they're going to hand them to me so that I can check them just to make sure that students understood the vocabulary and the different phases of the election process. Towards the end, in the production stage, students are going to nominate 2 or 3 of their peers for candidates who will run for class president. And those who are going to run for class president are going to prepare speeches, posters, and proposals to improve the class environment. The other ones are going to work on the ballot boxes, and voting boxes, and ballots. And towards the end, we're going to do a mock election in which students have to cast their ballots. And at the end, the teacher counts the votes to determine who will be class president. Okay, so students are going to get a hands-on approach as if they were going to vote. There's going to be somebody checking their identification, like they do during a regular election, and students have to just mark an X next to the name on ballots that they themselves have previously um, prepared. Okay. Towards the end for homework, every student has to write a paragraph on why they would be president. They could be president and what strengths or weaknesses they have and what they would like to change to make the world a better place. Thank you. Bye bye.